blocks both. Real simple. A lot of times, I'm gonna put my head right here on his hip and underhook both legs. Sometimes we're north-south, all depending on how wild he is. Twister side control is gonna look crazy. He gets to a side. Fishnet right away. Roll him on top of my knee so I can make room for the love handle. Now I'm squeezing this love handle. I'm still not on my ass, I'm leaning into him. I'm on my knee, staying heavy. My right leg opens up his left leg. I'm on my knee, ass is in the air. Left leg hooks his left leg. I lock it down. Once it's locked down, that's when I remove the love handle. Gable grip here. I'm on both my knees, balancing from here right into the truck. Control the free leg, the toes, the ankle. Figure 4 here, lock down here. Another great reason to master twister side control is the transition to the back, which again, transitioning to the back is transitioning to the over-under. Learning as many different transitions and setups to the over-under as possible. That is back control for you. So again, learning and mastering the twister side control position here, to get to the back, we're gonna go over a slightly different setup. Instead of sticking the fishnet in and the love handle, which is the safest, sometimes you just grab his ankle here and push it away. You can grab his knee here and push it away. That's also a setup. You don't have to do the safest thing, which is the fishnet. Sometimes I do just grab the calf here at the knee. Sometimes if he's here, I grab the ankle and push it away. And I could open up and set up the grapevine here. And in the roll, I don't have to stop in the truck. There's some guys that are good at setting this up from twister side control, but they don't like the leg locks. They just use this to go straight to the back. Over, under here. Left over, right under. If I was setting up this roll, the ninja roll, from the other side, it would be right over, left under. In this case, it's left over, right under, right front, bypassing the truck, right to the back, right to back control. And then from here, we proceed to hand fight and work for the rear naked choke. Again, we're in twister side control, staying unstable. He's trying to push off, he turns to a side. We can pin his bottom leg to the ground, grab his ankle or at the knee. That'll minimize his chances of getting underneath me. Remember, we don't want him to get underneath me. I want that knee on his hip, bolted to the ground. Control this leg. Use the right leg to open up his left leg to feed my left leg. And then from here, we roll, we bypass the truck right to the back. Remember, we're jumping on over-unders. Anytime we get a chance to jump on that over-under and squeeze and become that monkey that he can't get off his back. Naturally, if it's a loose and open over-under, he's just gonna spin out and escape easily. There's no clinch. Real time looks like this. As soon as we set it up, we're controlling him. As soon as we set it up, roll right to the over-under, to the back, to the hand fight, to the rear naked choke. Again, real time. This next submission of twister side control comes halfway in between the transition to the truck. We're in twister side control, and we got the leg hooked up. Either we had the fishnet in with the love handle and we hooked the leg up, or we just hooked it up without a fishnet. We're here. We're halfway through the transition. All I have to do is roll. And I learned this next submission from Gokard Chavicyan, who's a leg lock master. And I do this submission in the truck, but you can do it without rolling, staying in twister side control with the leg still grapevine. From here, all you have to do is just grab this ankle, hook this ankle, and pull it back. Very simple calf crank. We're in side control. We get the legs hooked up. Maybe we don't want to roll into the truck. Maybe he's really good at escaping the truck. But right here, we still have him stuck. All right? There's several ways to do it. You can just grab this ankle, yank it, and pull it. Or you can take it down piece by piece by putting a fishnet in, love handle, open up the legs here. And now, if his legs are really strong, we're gonna have to slowly take it piece by piece. So I'm gonna pull out the love handle, gable grip my hands, and put his right leg on top of my knee. Make sure my left knee's on the bottom, and I'm squeezing here. Now this is the ultimate control. Now once I have this in control, now I'm gonna reach under and then grab, get leverage, and then we attack. Inside control, and in this case twister side control, like I said before, your opponent can do three things. He could turn into you, he can turn away from you, or he could just do nothing. Sometimes your opponent will try to turn away from you, and that's taboo in jiu-jitsu, in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and it is in twister side control as well. But every now and then a guy will make a break for it and give you his back in hopes that he catches you sleeping and he's gonna turn it into an escape. But if he turns away, you follow him and you're in the same spot here. You drive your knee in, either both hands on his ankle, right foot splits his legs and we pull him on top of us, or you're in twister side control. He turns away and we go to D'Souza control, drives the knee into as far as deep as you, in between his legs. Right foot splits his legs, opens them up, and we're here. So either way, if he could turn into you and get on his knees, it's the same thing. If he turns away from you, same thing. It's even easier if he turns away from you. Pull him right back in, right to the truck. And as well as D'Souza control, he turns away, ankle control here, into the truck. Real time, he turns away. When developing your twister side control, a lot of times, the guy on the bottom is going to challenge your twister side control and your ability to hook up the legs, grapevine the legs, and get to the truck. So he's not too scared of your control here, and he might be able to exploit that and get up to his knees and blast through, and possibly get on top. So it's very common when developing your twister side control. And it's also common when your twister side control is fully developed and you're a master of the twister and twister side control, but you're simply just going with someone who is a lot bigger and stronger and a lot more explosive than you, and you can't break him down methodically. The best way to set up a twister here, just complete domination, complete control, you're owning him right into the truck. So, when you're first developing twister side control, this next technique, the muffle, is very important to learn. And again, even if you haven't mastered, there's guys that are so big and so strong, you can't just control them and break them down methodically step by step. Fishnet, love handle, it's just not gonna happen. So it's very important to be able to get this transition, and it happens really fast too. So if I'm in twister side control here, we'll do it in slow motion. I can't control him, he gets up to his knees. We have to be able to transition and use that momentum to get right into the truck here. And again, it happens really fast. So this is a very important transition to master. So we're inside control. He blasts up to his knees. I'm going to keep my weight on the small of his back. I'm not going to try to stick my left hook all the way through where it needs to be right here. We don't have time to do that. The most important thing here is ultimately we're going to have to hook his left leg, but we don't have time to do it when he's up in the middle of the transition. All we have time to do is stick our left knee in as deep as possible and to make it so that we could flip our left leg over and hook it during the transition. So again, he's flat on his back. We're always putting weight on him. So as he rolls up, even though we can't control him, my weight's still on him. On the small of his back, I'm shoving my knee in as deep as possible, and we can control his ankles here, or we can control around here. I call this D'Souza control here. We could throw gable grip here, or ball and socket here. All my weight's on the small of his back. My knee is as deep as possible, and my right leg, just like if he was on his side and we were dominating him and setting this up methodically, we would still use our right leg to open up his left leg, to feed our left leg. Same thing, but we're just at a different angle. He's up on his knees. So he blasts it up to his knees. We're gonna use that momentum. We're not stopping him, we're going with it. We're just controlling it. That right leg opens up its legs, and in the transition, we flip and get that left leg in right to the trunk. If the muffle gets stuffed halfway through, we're here, he blasts up to his knees and he feels the transition, and I can't pull him on top of me, he stuffs me, we just take the path of least resistance. We instantly change our base, let go of D'Souza control, grab his ankle with the left hand, base out on the mat with your right hand, and we simply roll the other way. Roll over your left shoulder. If you can't force him on top of you to roll into the truck, you go the other way. If you can't force him the other way, then you pull him on top of you. The muffle gets stuffed halfway through, pull him on top, remove D'Souza, roll forward. We're not rolling into his hip here. We're rolling towards his legs. It's a lot easier. Grab the ankle, base out, and in the roll, I open up his legs and I lace him up. One more time. We got some twister side control. He rolls up. The best and safest way to transition to the truck is with the fishnet, but unfortunately, the fishnet isn't always possible. If he doesn't expose the fishnet here by getting on his side for just 1 second, I'm not gonna be able to get that fishnet in. And again, you don't have to set up the transition to the truck with the fishnet. It's just a lot riskier. The best way is with the fishnet. Sometimes you gotta take different routes though. Can't get the fishnet in. This one's called the hog tie. In this transition, we can't get him from being flat on his back. So we have to do some careful maneuvering of his feet. The first